Alright guys, welcome back to part 4 of What If Superman Was Born in the Dragon Ball Z world, and we're going to begin right where we left off with Gohan confronting Cell. Raditz smiles at his nephew before telling Vegeta and Cal to step back. The uncle-nephew duo jump into Super Saiyan effortlessly and begin to fight Cell. Cell is laughing, saying they'll need much more than Super Saiyan to defeat him. He is impressed with their power, but after unveiling more of his perfection, he outmatches them. Raditz and Gohan look at each other before nodding as they jump into Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta is excited. He sees that Raditz and Gohan pursued the same path of power that him and Kakarot went after. He wonders how far they pushed it though. Now while Super Saiyan 2 is an impressive transformation, Cell is much further beyond that, and he compliments the Saiyans before knocking them to the ground. Gohan and Raditz look at each other once more, and it's time to unveil their ultimate technique. Charging their energy, their auras begin to turn red, and they shout out Kaioken in unison. Super Saiyan 2, amplified by the Kaioken, is an immense strain on them, but the two of them yell out ×3 before lunging at Cell. This time they're actually able to put hands on him, damaging him slightly. Having the Kryptonian DNA, the red energy of the Kaioken emits a similar radiation to red sun energy. Cell doesn't know why, but being around the Kaioken weakens him, and Cal notices this. Cell gets angered and powers up to his maximum potential, and it's terrifying. Trunks is horrified. He declares that this is this timeline's doomsday, and what has he done? Cell one-shots Gohan and Raditz, knocking the Saiyan duo out. Vegeta, Trunks, and Cal step in, but the Saiyan and the Kryptonian are no match for this monster before them. The longer Cell stays in the sun, the more powerful he will continue to get. Cal manages to land some damaging shots because he hasn't removed the kryptonite from his gauntlets just yet. He knows that Cell doesn't have an immunity against kryptonite. The melee continues until they sense Goku's energy approaching. Goku lands and Cell immediately begins mocking him, saying that his power level is pathetic, that even his son had higher power than him. Goku admits that if they fought now, Cell would 100% win, but if Cell waits a week, he'll give him the best fight of his life. Cell is intrigued and he grants the Z Fighters 1 week. In fact, he announces the Cell Games to the world, asking it to produce worthy warriors for him to face. Goku tells everyone to gather on the lookout, where he reveals his plan to use the hyperbolic time chamber. He tells Superman that this is a chamber he used while he was in space, that 1 day inside equals 1 year of training. They collectively decide that the Saiyans and Cal should use the chamber first before anyone else steps in, but Cal has a better idea. What if everyone went inside together? Now while him and Piccolo don't need food, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and the humans do. Cal asks Bulma if she can pack enough food for them, but she says for this many people right now, it's impossible. She can give everybody their own capsule house so everybody has their own living space. Cal rushes off to the fortress and he returns with the Kryptonian machine. It's essentially a food printer. They said they should be able to use it to create meals indefinitely. Before everyone enters, Goku asks Hami and Popo to remove the 2-year limit because they don't know how long this is going to take. Everyone enters the time chamber and the humans feel the effects immediately. Everyone sets up their capsule houses and the training begins. The Saiyans and Cal all train together, with Piccolo joining sometimes. He mainly sticks to himself or works alongside the humans. The human Z Fighters all stick together, focusing on increasing their overall battle power. Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, Trunks, and Gohan attempt to go beyond Super Saiyan 2 as they all realize there's another level. Raditz also shares the technique with the entire group, saying him and Gohan learned this in Otherworld. The group has learned the fusion dance, and while Vegeta looks down at it being silly, he still pays attention. Goku learns the Spirit Bomb while Cal focuses on learning the Kaioken, and when he activates it for the first time, he does note that it feels a lot like red solar energy. Cal gets scanned by the Kryptonian machine he brought, and it confirms that the energy emitted from Kaioken is similar to red solar radiation. Days pass on the outside, and one by one, the group leaves the chamber. Tien, Krillin, Yamcha are the first one to exit, followed by Piccolo a day later. And 3 days later, the Saiyans and Cal emerge. Now Gohan does look like his teen adult self, and he doesn't mind because he's basically been a little kid for the past few years, and now his body matches his age and mind. All of the Saiyans have unlocked the ultimate Saiyan form, Super Saiyan 3, and they quickly realized how much energy the form drained, so they worked on mastering it. Cal focused on the Kaioken, not for the power boost, but mainly just to damage Cell. The power he gains from it is enormous, but he doesn't push it too much because if he did, it would drain all the energy from his body, leaving him in a severely weakened state. Each fighter returns home for the day before meeting up at the Cell Games, and the big question is, who's going first? Cell of course wants to fight Goku first. He's excited to see the fight that Goku had promised him. Now Goku doesn't transform just yet, he wants to gauge Cell's power first. Now Cell is less than impressed at base Goku's power. The gap between them is tremendous. But just as all hope seems lost, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan, closing the gap a little bit, and he continues pushing his power until the gap closes more and more. And by the time he powers up into Super Saiyan 2, Cell's power is within grasp. Cell begins to mock Goku once again, saying his energy at this level is laughable, all this training just to fail, killing him right now would be a mercy. Goku smirked before unveiling Super Saiyan 3. And now their power is even, with Goku actually slightly surpassing him once he powers the form up even more. The battle begins and Cell is frustrated. He's not going to allow this. As he continues taking more damage from Super Saiyan 3 Goku, something happens. He begins to regenerate, but he looks grayish. Cell grows in power each time he recovers, and eventually his power becomes too much for even Goku. Goku launches one final Kamehameha, enveloping Cell's body with it. A monstrous Cell emerges and knocks Goku out of the fight, and he looks down and says, "Who's next?" Vegeta steps up and he damages Cell even more, but he falls before the monster as well. Gohan, Raditz, Trunks, none of the Saiyans are able to defeat him. Cal steps up, and this time he removes his kryptonite gauntlets. He tells Cell, "What we have here is a rare opportunity. For once in his life, he doesn't have to hold back. For once, he can fight freely." Cal takes a deep breath and launches at Cell, and when he connects, Cell goes flying. Imagine the John Williams theme being played here. Cal is too fast for Cell. He swarms him, but each time Cell takes damage, he continues regenerating. Cal then shouts Kaioken and then blitzes Cell, and this time, as he takes damage, Cell doesn't heal, and Cell is confused as to what's happening. Cal continues amplifying his power, knowing he has to eradicate Cell if the Earth stands a chance. He focuses his ki into his eyes, launching a powerful blast at Cell. Cell desperately begins pushing it back with his own lasers. They get locked into an intense beam struggle, and the other Z fighters try to help, but it's no match. Cal activates a Kaioken times 3, and he's able to overtake Cell, destroying the menace completely. The reign of Cell is officially over, and Cal collapses, fully drained of his solar energy. He's gonna recover, but it'll take him some time, and everyone celebrates the conclusion of the Cell games. They use the Dragon Balls to restore the world, and Krillin wishes the bombs to be removed from the android's chest. And he knows about this because he went back to Jiro's lab and realized the androids were once human. The Z Fighters offer the androids the chance to live a normal life, and Android 16 gets this offer as well. They accept, and the Cell Saga is over. Trunks returns back to his timeline, and with Super Saiyan 3, the androids are no match for him. He destroys them, and then later on destroys Cell as well. Now with Goku surviving the Cell Saga, a bunch of things will change going forward. For instance, Goten is much stronger because he gets to train with Goku and Uncle Cal, when he's not studying of course. And this leads to Trunks being stronger as well. Raditz, like his brother, has become a farmer in this time of peace. Chi-Chi said if he was going to stay with them, he was going to have to work. Vegeta has also settled down, and he's much more like his Dragon Ball Super self, because he gets to fight Kakarot whenever. The rivalry that was once fueled by hatred and jealousy is now fueled by respect and friendship. Now Cal has continued his intense training, and he's been really busy saving the world as Superman, and also working as a reporter for the Daily Capsule. Then he actually meets another reporter there, Lois Lane, and things are going pretty good for him. Now the beginning of this arc goes pretty similar to canon. Gohan goes to high school, he meets Videl, and they find out about the tournament. It's actually Goku who finds out about it. One day while walking home from groceries, he sees a poster for the World Martial Arts Tournament. He brings it to Cal, who reminisces and agrees to fight in it just for old time's sake. The roster this time will be Goku, Gohan, Raditz, and Vegeta, with Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, and Yamcha joining in as well, but we all know the tournament gets interrupted. However, this time it's Cal who is matched up with Kibito, not young Gohan. So when the Majin warriors jump him, they can't penetrate his skin. The energy collector is broken and the two Majins freak out before flying away. The Supreme Kais, Cal, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan go ahead. Cal tells Piccolo and Krillin to stay behind to watch the boys. Goku asks Raditz to stay behind as well, and he obliges. The Majins return to Babidi with no energy, and they tell them that they are being chased. Deborah kills them, and he promises Babidi that he will get the energy for Boo's revival. He rushes out to greet the fighters, but he can't get an attack off. He tries to spit on Cal, but he dodges it. Now Vegeta is pissed off he didn't get to show off his training, so he takes off against Deborah. Cal, Goku, and Gohan enter the ship this time, and they're easily able to defeat all the warriors that Babidi has sent out. They descend down to the wizard, and Babidi begins to panic when he doesn't sense any evil. And before he can do anything, he's captured and brought before the Supreme Kais. Vegeta's fight with Dabura doesn't take long either. He charges up to Super Saiyan 2 and launches a big bang attack, erasing the Demon King. He flies over and joins up with the others, who look over a bound Babidi. Majin Buu's egg isn't even 1/4 of the way filled. He's failed miserably. Cal tells them he can take them to the Fortress of Solitude. He has a device to send him to the Phantom Zone, where there's no hope of escaping. And the Buu saga ends in a record of 3 minutes, ending faster than it even began. Honestly, there's not much leeway to be had here. With a Superman and 3 Saiyans, there's not much that can deter them at this point. I guess I could have done something where Babidi possesses Superman because of his weakness to magic, but I've already written out a dope Superman Black arc, so I don't want to do that twice. Alright, with that being said, guys, that's the end of part 3, but what do you guys think is going to happen in part 4 when the God of Destruction Beerus finally wakes up? How is he going to react to Superman? And Vegeta may or may not be introducing something brand new. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Peace.